She was only feeling a bit overheated, and wanting to cool off, dove straight into the sea. But as soon as she entered the water, strange bubbles began rising to the surface. Her friend instantly sensed that something was wrong. This could only mean that the water temperature was rising sharply. Terrified, she shouted the girl's name, but it was already too late. The girl was floating lifelessly on the water. Meanwhile, the tourists on the boat were completely unaware that the entire area of ocean around them was already boiling. 1 second later, their yacht exploded from the extreme heat. What none of them knew was that all this was a warning sign of an imminent volcanic eruption. Nearby, there was a volcanic island that had erupted hundreds of years earlier. Due to tectonic movements, molten lava had begun flowing back into the sea. Even sea turtles had fled the area, unable to withstand the rising temperature. But a family of 4, unaware of all this, had arrived on the island for a vacation. They were about to face a terrible ordeal. It felt as if a massive earthquake had struck. When they looked up, they were stunned. The volcano had released a huge mushroom-shaped cloud. When they learned the volcano would erupt in just a few hours, panic took over. They packed their belongings as fast as they could. The eldest daughter froze. She never imagined her holiday would turn into a race for survival. To stay alive, the mother urged the children to hurry because the island was crowded and there were not enough cruise ships for everyone. If they didn't reach the docks quickly, they might never escape. Jack began begging passing cars for help, but no one stopped. Everyone was thinking of their own safety. With no other choice, Jack set his eyes on a large truck nearby. He called his family, got inside, and drove off with the vehicle. But the locals were not willing to let this go. They chased him relentlessly. Even when the family reached the port, the locals continued to pursue them. Jack had no option but to tell his wife and children to board the ship while he stayed behind to hold the pursuers off. He was brutally beaten, but his family managed to get onto the yacht. Since the crowd still wouldn't leave him alone, Jack pulled out some money and paid them. Only then did they let him go. He ran to board the yacht himself, but it had already departed. Helpless, he watched his family sail away while the eruption drew closer. Hopeless and unsure where to run, he saw the streets fill with people escaping in cars. Just when he thought all was lost, 2 young tourists spotted him and kindly offered help. They were siblings who had also been visiting the island. Days earlier, they had hidden a small boat near the port. With no other escape option, Jack followed them. They found the boat and dug up the key they had buried in the sand. They were preparing to leave when gunshots suddenly rang out. A man with a weapon approached, clearly wanting their boat. If they gave it up, they would never get off the island. The younger brother rushed forward to fight for the gun, while the sister tried to help, but the gun fired accidentally. The bullet struck the brother in the heart, devastating the sister. Jack then jumped into the fight. He managed to knock the gun into the water, but the attacker was stronger and forced Jack underwater. Just before losing consciousness, Jack grabbed a rock from the seabed and managed to win the fight. He called for the girl to get into the boat, but more people were running toward them. Jack knew that if anyone else tried to take the boat, they were doomed. With no other choice, he pulled the girl aboard, grabbed the gun, and threatened the crowd until they backed away. Only then were they able to escape the doomed island. But the volcano was already erupting violently. Would the 2 of them manage to survive?